Minister of Digital Transformation Hassel Bakr says everything in the government involves the use of ICT, noting that their systems have become soft targets. He said the security component was not built at a time when the services were initially available. The minister assured that a plan is in place to treat with having vulnerable attacks.
To allow for the removal of a number of these standalone, independent, and as such more vulnerable systems that we have. A number of regional governments have also expressed the interest in having some of their data sit within the walls and confines of our data center.
But he said many cyber attacks also stem from individuals applying bad practices.
Chair, for example, if you happen to have credentials to log into the parliament, if we go into the dark web and look for it and search to see if you have your credentials there, it should not be. But we keep finding every time we go in active members of state with their credentials living in the dark web.
The minister also dismissed calls to implement a policy for victims of cyber attacks not to pay the ransom.
There are a number of countries that have them. It hasn't deterred anybody from doing anything with them. And the reason for that is that you believe then that the sole purpose for the attack is monetary, and that the money that is going to be transferred comes from the victim.
As for companies that undergo cyber attacks, he said a company must ensure disruption to customers is minimal, and as in the case of TSTT, communication is vital.
When you have breaches of that type, the type of communications that you're dealing with is almost similar to a disaster type thing. It's emergency type and crisis type communications that you have, and there are rules that surround that.
Minister Bakr said there is a need for updated legislation to cybersecurity, assuring that it will be looked at. Sonolala, TTT News.